from Prem Ras Madira, Shri Krishna Bal Leela Madhuri, pad number 19. So if you want to follow along, if you're watching at home, or if you have Prem Ras Madira with you, you can turn to pad number 19. And I think we'll be projecting it here, right, on the TV screens.
It's in the book also.
Oh, it is.
The book page number 37, book 1.
Book 1, page number 37. ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमकी ठुमकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमकी ठुमकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमकी ठुमकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमकी ठुमकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमकी ठुमकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमकी ठुमकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमकी ठुमकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमकी ठुमकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमकी ठुमकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमकी ठुमकी नंदलाल चलन लागे.
The Leelas of Sitaram and Radha Krishna are specially revealed so that we can love them and be attracted to the sweetness of their personality. Jagat Guru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj has explained that in these Leelas, Shri Krishna is not acting. He is Supreme God who is all-powerful and all-knowing and omnipresent. And yet, in these Leelas, he is innocent like a child, powerless like a young child, dependent on others like a child. So one might think that, oh, Krishna is God. He must be acting in order to produce these Leelas to attract the hearts of people. It's true that the Leelas are specially revealed by saints so that our hearts will be attracted, because we can relate to these Leelas. How long will we sit and listen to a Leela of Krishna is sitting with 4 arms on his throne and everybody's admiring him. Anything else happening? No. That's Krishna as Mahavishnu in Vaikuntha abode. In other words, no Leela. Unlimited divine beauty. So if you were there in Vaikuntha looking at Krishna in that form, you would never be bored. The saints there in Vaikuntha abode don't feel that it's boring to look at Krishna. Even though there's no Leela happening, they're still not bored. They're fascinated by his beauty. That's the nature of divine beauty, that it never becomes boring. In this world, if you look at someone's face for more than 5 seconds, everybody's face will start to look weird to you. Even the most beautiful person, if I bring them in front of you and say, now look, really look carefully at this person. In 5 seconds, you're going to start finding faults in that person's face where there's a lack of symmetry or, oh, I never noticed that thing before. In a few seconds, our mind becomes bored of beauty in this world. If you go to the Grand Canyon, oh, it's great attraction, natural wonder. Let me go and see, and you drive across the country 40 hours. Such a big investment of time and energy, and you get there to the rim of the Grand Canyon, within a few seconds you're bored. You say, oh, wow. Okay, it's hot, can we go get ice cream? In the divine world, nothing is boring. Keep looking at Krishna sitting on the throne for millions of years and you'll never feel bored. You're always, every moment, excited by his beauty. Yet, there's something more beyond that. Getting to actually playfully interact with Sri Krishna, lovingly interact with him. That's something very special that isn't available in Vaikuntha abode when Sri Krishna is in that form as Mahavishnu. When he's in his serious form, when Aishwarya is Pradhan, Aishwarya predominates. The same Sri Krishna who is Mahavishnu, he's hiding something else inside of him. His true, loving, playful, intimate side is there, but it's hidden. If he lets that out, to the extent he lets it out, he actually is less and less conscious of his godliness. Maharaji says he forgets his godliness. But when we say forget, we shouldn't think that it's like the way we forget. Right? We forget things when we get old. Our memory becomes weak. So we can't remember things anymore. Not like that type of forgetfulness. Just the type like Krishna is not aware. The focus is the divine love. Therefore, his awareness is not on his godliness. It's not in his consciousness. He still is God, so he still has that unlimited power, but that is not an active part of his behavior when he lets his lovingness come out. If he lets his lovingness come out partially, then we call him Ram. He's the same Vishnu. Krishna, who was in his form as Vishnu, is the same Ram. But now he's letting some of that madhurya show through. So he's less conscious of being God. And when he lets all his sweet lovingness out, all that madhurya out, then he's completely unconscious of the fact that he is God. It is still a fact that he's God, but he's unconscious of that. He's completely forgotten that he's God. He's still omnipresent. He's still residing in the heart of every soul, and in that form as Paramatma, He's noting each and every thought and giving us the outcome of our past actions. He's doing all of that, and yet He's unconscious of the fact that He's God. And He's bound by the love of His devotees. Aho chitramaho chitram. In my Vandana, I was singing that amazing is this prem that makes God forget He's God and binds Him to the love of His devotees. Or you can say that He is bound by the love of His devotees. This loving nature of Shri Krishna is such that however that specific devotee loves Him, He loves them the same way in return. Again, it's not based on self-interest or any need from His side, because if it was based on that, He would never even glance our way. What does He need from us? What do we have that could interest Him? So it's not based on what He could get from us, but it's based on His own nature, that His heart is naturally attracted by a humble, loving heart. If we humbly, sincerely feel, oh Krishna, you are mine, His heart is drawn. That's His nature. So it's not that He's loving you out of pity. Oh, this poor soul, I should love him. No. It's not that He is loving you out of a sense of duty. Oh, I'm God, I'm supposed to love all the souls. No, it's His nature. His heart is melted by the true loving feelings of a devotee. And those devotees who become saints, like Mother Yashoda in this Leela, they make Krishna completely forget about His godliness. And how she loves Him, He loves her the same way in return. And since she loves Him as her baby boy, Krishna is a baby boy. That's one of the flavors of the ras of Krishna's divine love. We call it Vatsalya ras. Krishna also enjoys this ras, and Maya Yashoda also enjoys this ras. Maya is experiencing the unlimited ocean of Krishna's divine love in what flavor? The Vatsalya flavor, that Krishna is my baby boy. He's mine. She's also unconscious of the fact that He's God. She knows He's God, but she's not conscious of that, any more than the mother of a great emperor is conscious of the fact that her son is the emperor. When they're in private, he's my son, that's it. I'll tell him what to do. I'll feed him what he needs to eat. He's my son. No one in the whole world, in the whole empire has that right. And yet in private, he is underneath, he's subservient to his mother. He forgets about being the emperor. If his mother scolds him, he's afraid. Similarly, Shri Krishna has no thought of being God in front of Mother Yashoda, and Mother Yashoda also has no awareness of Krishna's divine status. She's also drowned in the love. So why would she care about his status? If she thought, oh, my boy, is that Mahavishnu? Yasyaika nishvasita kalamathavalambya jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha Vishnur mahan sa iha yasya kala vishesho Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Brahmaji says in Brahma Samhita, that Govinda is so great that he is Mahavishnu, and as Mahavishnu he's only revealing one tiny part of his power. And as Mahavishnu, he is the Lord of uncountable Brahmand, uncountable planetary systems, worlds in this endless universe. So that is Krishna. If Maya brings her attention to that fact, that this boy I'm loving, he is the Lord of the whole universe, then the ras is gone. Then the greatness is there. Okay, greatness is good, but lovingness is even sweeter. So that's why the lovingness overpowers the greatness. The madhurya overpowers the aishwarya, and both God and worshipper, both God and soul, forget their respective status. And God thinks he's smaller, and the soul thinks she's bigger. Maya thinks she's in charge here. And Krishna accepts that, and that's how they interact. So here in this Leela, Chalana Lage, Shri Krishna has learned to stand and has started taking a few steps. Most of us here, even if we haven't had our own kids, we've seen that process of kids learning to roll over, and then they learn to crawl. And they're so happy when they're able to have that self-powered locomotion. Up until then, they're dependent upon others to move them around, but now they can get where they want to go. That's when trouble starts for the parents. That's when you start moving things higher on the shelves. So Shri Krishna is at this stage where he's very adept at crawling around, but he's not very good at walking. He's just learning. So he stands, he pulls himself up on shaky legs, and holding on to something, it's all he can do just to stand. What to say of walking? But he wants to walk. So Thumuki Nandalal, the son of Nanda Baba, is taking these little pitter-patter steps. Little young Krishna learning to walk has started walking, but he's taking these tentative pitter-patter steps. Thade hot, he stands up. Pag dvaik chalat, he takes a couple of steps. Puni giri giri parat gopal. So this keeps repeating. He falls down. He takes a couple of shaky steps and falls over. Little kids don't have far to fall, so they don't get hurt. He keeps getting up and trying again and falling again. After a while, he gets a little tired from the exertion of standing up and trying to walk and falling. So, Puni Ghuturuvani. Ghuturuvani means on hands and knees, crawling. Puni Ghuturuvani Gavani Taha Pahunchat Jaha De Hari Vishal. So finally, after trying for quite some time with the walking, he switched over to crawling. And he got to the edge of a doorway where there's a sill. You know, the sill on the edge of the door, sometimes they can be quite high. And Shri Krishna is so young. Well, he got to this Dehari Vishal, this big Dehari, this big sill. And then we'll see what happens after that. So let us sing these couple of lines. Thumuki Nand Lal Chalan Lage.
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 Thade hot pag dvaik chalat puni.
Thade hot pag dvaik chalat puni.
Thade hot पग द्वैक चलत पुनि
खड़े होत 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 पग द्वैक चलत पुनि
गिरि गिरि परत गोपाल चलन लागे
गिरि परत गोपाल चलन लागे
गिरि गिरि परत गोपाल चलन लागे
गिरि गिरि परत गोपाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल 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 चलन लागे
घुटुरुवनी गवनी ताह पहुँचत
पुनि घुटुरुवनि गवनि तह पहुँचत
घुटुरुवनी गवनी ताह पहुँचत
पुनि घुटुरुवनि गवनि तह पहुँचत
पुनि घुटुरुवनी गवनी ताह पहुँचत
पुनि घुटुरुवनि गवनि तह पहुँचत
पुनि घुटुरुवनी गवनी ताह पहुँचत
पुनि घुटुरुवनि गवनि तह पहुँचत
जहाँ दे हरि विशाल चलन लागे
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 ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल 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 चलन लागे.
So our little Kanha has an idea of going outside, but this Dehari is in his way. So he's going to try to get over it now. He can't step over it, it's too tall, and when he's crawling, it's blocking his way. So, kar, pad, udar, sabe chhal bal kari. Kar means hand, pad means his foot, udar means his belly. Using the bal, using the techniques with all of these, trying to grab with his hand, get his foot over, roll over with his belly. Langhan chah tatkal. He really wants to get over this dehari, but no matter what he tries, he's being thwarted. He's unable to cross over this dehari. Imagine the supreme power that if any soul takes shelter at his feet, he takes that soul across the unlimited ocean of Maya. that same supreme power here is unable to get over the simple door sill in his own house. So how does he react? Langhi nasakeu, he is unable to cross over it. Machayu rodan, he wails out of frustration and anger that this thing will not let him pass. So he's just like this kind of thing, like it's an emergency. So Dauri matu behal. So Maya Yashoda, who was doing something in the other room, just dropped everything. Behal. She forgot everything. She was only thinking, what happened to my Kanha? And she just ran. Dauri. She just ran to where Krishna was. So then let's see what happened. Thumuki thumuki Nand Lal chalan lage.
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 पद उदर सब छल बल करी.
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 लांघन चाहत काल चलन लागे.
लांघन चाहत तत्काल चलन लागे.
लांघन चाहत काल चलन लागे.
लांघन चाहत तत्काल चलन लागे.
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंद लाल 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 चलन लागे.
लांघी न सकेउ मचाएउ रोदन.
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 मचाएउ रोदन.
मचाएउ रोदन.
मचाएउ रोदन.
मचाएउ रोदन.
लांघी न सकेउ 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 मचाएउ
उरोदन
लागी न सके मचाए उरोदन
नारी मातु बेहाल चलन लागे
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 ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे.
Here the tables are turned. The situation is reversed. When a soul cries out like a child for their mother, sincerely, with no chal, no kapat, from inside, oh Krishna, like that, Krishna becomes behal, like Mother Yashoda, and comes running to that soul. No chal, no kapat means with full faith. Just like when a child calls for their mother, they have no doubt the mother is going to come. They know, she is mine. Of course she's going to come. In the world, that call has to reach the ear of the mother. But in this case, in the case of a soul and God, Shri Krishna is everywhere. He's sitting right in our heart. He knows exactly how sincere our call is. So just like when kids grow a little bit, they start to learn the reactions of their parents. So I've seen little kids, 1 year old, so chalak. They found out that if I do this, my mom goes, oh, what happened? So the kid starts faking. I've seen it. But the mother also learns, oh, that's a fake cough. So she doesn't concern herself with those, but with a real one, then she becomes behal and she comes running. Krishna knows whether our call to him is sincere. Like we do arti. We're doing arti, but how much are we surrendering ourselves through the physical act? We're physically doing the arti, but our mind is only partially surrendered to Shri Krishna. We offer bhog, but how much do we really want Krishna to come and eat? When you serve someone that you love in this world, you know they're going to eat. Then why do we doubt in Krishna? He knows that doubt, and therefore he just keeps waiting and watching. When will this soul truly call to me? When a soul sincerely calls for Shri Krishna, he can't help himself. Just like Maya dropping everything and running, she didn't care what was she doing, what is she dropping, she just runs when she hears Shri Krishna call. Shri Krishna does the same thing for us. If we sincerely call out, he just forgets everything and runs to us like that. That's the nature of his heart, the softness of his heart. But here the tables are turned. Here Brahm is crying and the soul is running to come and find out what is wrong. Maharaji in the next line puts this whole thing in perspective, that who are we really seeing doing these Bal Leelas? Bank bhrikuti jehi pralaya. Bank means just bhaun thoda sa tedha kiya to pralay ho gaya. That's Shri Krishna's power. Just like this, his one eyebrow, if he just goes, the whole pralay of the universe happens. Maha pralay, the whole universe dissolves. Shri Krishna has that much power. Sa tapo tapyat sa tapas taptva so kamayat bahusyam prajaye yeti. Taittiriya Upanishad says, Shri Krishna just has to think and the whole world is produced. Imagine the greatest scientist, the greatest inventor, the greatest engineer, how much effort they have to put in to make any little thing. And Shri Krishna makes this whole universe with one thought. Just his will is enough to will the universe into being. And this whole universe that amazes scientists, and they spend their whole life, generations of scientists building on each other's findings, trying to understand this amazing universe. And Shri Krishna can disappear the whole thing just by making one eyebrow a little crooked. It takes that much effort from him. That's how powerful our Shri Krishna is. So that Shri Krishna, Banka Bhrikuti Jehi Pralaya Soi Kar Leela Bal Rasal. The same Shri Krishna is doing these sweet Bal Leelas. The reason, on one hand, as I explained, Maya's love, Shri Krishna naturally forgets he's God. So he's behaving according to the loving relationship with Maya. That's why we get to enjoy the ras of this childhood Leela of Shri Krishna, where he's learning to walk, or any other childhood Leela where maybe he's learning to talk, and he mispronounces the word, like instead of Chalo Radhe Khele, he'll say Talo Ladhe Thele. Just like it's very sweet when you hear a young kid talk like that. Acha lagta hai na, when they're young and they haven't quite learned to pronounce the words. So imagine hearing Shri Krishna talking like that, how sweet it would be. Or if you see a little child just taking those tentative steps, and how cute it is when they fall down, just like plop down like that and then get up and they're shaking. We're fascinated by, as Shri Maharaji puts it, Kuda kabada balak is sansar ka ek kuda kabada balak. In other words, a material being, ananta papatma, even that cute child of this world has done infinite sins in his past lifetimes. So that's why Maharaji says kuda kabada, means we're all in that same boat of being these Mayic beings who have that past reservoir of infinite sins, and yet we're fascinated by a Mayic child. And oh, look how cute he is. So imagine, what would Shri Krishna's cuteness be? You could say cuteness personified. the very form of cuteness. Cuteness itself would be afraid, meaning would be embarrassed and run away, seeing Shri Krishna's cuteness. But such cuteness is revealed due to the power of divine love. In other words, both don't exist, both are not prominently revealed side by side. If Krishna is Supreme God creating and destroying the universe, then where's the cuteness? Then it's like Arjun saw Shri Krishna in that form. Disho na jane na labhe cha sharma prasidha devesh jagannivas Gita. He said, oh, Krishna, I am so disoriented seeing you like this. He said, drashtumichhami te rupa. I want to see that Aishwarya roop of yours. Drashtumichhami te rupa maishwaram purushottama. Oh, Supreme God, Krishna, I want to see your Aishwarya roop. Please show me. And Krishna showed him. See, Arjun, I'm everywhere all at once, and this whole endless universe is all inside me. And Arjun ko chakkar aa gaya. He couldn't, even in his divine mind, he couldn't process the unlimited almightiness of Shri Krishna. So where there's such almightiness being prominently revealed, the ras is concealed. The same Shri Krishna is there. That's why when Arjun said, Prasida Devesha, oh please, I've seen enough, just become my friend again. And there was Krishna in front of him. Okay, you said you wanted that me, now you want this me? Yeah, I had enough. That was too much. So Arjun also wanted the loving form of Shri Krishna. That loving form of Shri Krishna is, you can say it's his main form, because when he's revealing all of his powers in full, he's in his loving form. Because the power of love overpowers the almightiness. Although they're both his powers, but if the lovingness is revealed, the almightiness is gone. Just like you have the light of the sun and you have the light of the moon, and on a full moon night, the moon is directly across from the sun. So as the sun is rising in the morning, the full moon is just setting. When the sun was not there, the light of the moon was very prominent, and you were admiring it. Oh, look at the beautiful moonlight. And then the moon is still there on the horizon, but now that the sun has risen, what is the value of the moonlight? You can say it's absorbed into the sunlight. It's still there, but it's negligible. The sun being the source of the moon's light. When the sun is there, the sun is the only thing you notice. Similarly, the source of all God's powers is none other than Radharani herself. And the supreme power is Prema Shakti, the divine love power. So when that divine love power is manifested, Krishna's almightiness is still there, but it's just like the moon and the sun. Oh, the sun is here now. You forget about the moon being there. So when the divine love is revealed, then Krishna's almightiness is just, it's there, he's still God, but it's of no importance in front of his lovingness. Therefore, the lovingness is supreme. That Prema Shakti is supreme. Even one time when kind of accidentally Shri Krishna revealed his almightiness to Maya, even after that he made her forget, because then rasabhanga ho jayega. You all know the story. Maya thought, Kanha, were you eating the soil again? And Kanha thought, today I'll just, मैं ऐसा दावा करूंगा कि मैया मान लेगी. I'll just very assertively say that no, Maya, I didn't eat the dirt. I'll say it in such a way that she'll just think, oh, no, he definitely didn't. So Kanha said, Maya, if you don't believe me, just look in my mouth and see. He had eaten the soil. And the evidence is there in his teeth. And he's daring Maya to look, thinking that she will think, oh, how would this little Kanha be brave enough to tell me to look in his mouth? If he had eaten the dirt, he would know I would see the dirt. So Maya would just say, chalo, he must not have eaten the dirt. But Maya said, I was not born yesterday. These hairs didn't get gray just like that by sitting out in the sun. No, I earned these gray hairs. And along with them comes wisdom. So you can't trick me, little Kanha. Open your mouth. Let's see. You said, Maya, if you don't believe me, just look. Okay. Muh khol. And she has a little stick in her hand. Because Krishna is very naughty. How can Maya control him? There has to be a little bit of fear, right? Maya is aged. How much can she chase him around? So she's got this stick. Kanha, muh khol. Open your mouth. So Krishna, at this point, he closes his eyes because he can't bear the sight of the stick. Imagine Supreme God, and he's trembling in front of the soul. The tables are turned due to the power of divine love. And he is in this confusion where he can't decide whether to open his mouth or not. He thinks either way I'll get hit with the stick. If I open my mouth, she'll see the evidence and I'll get hit with the stick. If I don't open my mouth, she'll assume that I'm not opening it because of the evidence is going to show. So then also I'll get hit with the stick. So do I, don't I, do I, don't I? And in this, just without even realizing it, out of fear, his mouth opened. And just as Maya was going to look in his mouth, Shri Krishna's Aishwarya Shakti, that power of almightiness of Krishna's, which remains hidden in Braj, thought, oh no, today I can't let my Swami get beaten. Acha nahi lagega. Are, he came in this world to help these souls. Will he keep coming over and over again if he comes here and he gets beaten? No, I can't let it happen. So Aishwarya Shakti came in Krishna's mouth and showed Maya the fact that the whole universe is inside Krishna. So when she looked inside Kanha's little mouth, little Kanha, she looked inside his open mouth and she saw the whole universe. Maya was looking for a little bit of mitti. She got Ananta Brahmandon ki mitti. She got the whole soil from unlimited earth planets. So Maya saw that and she just stopped. And now, just like Arjun was so overwhelmed seeing Krishna's almighty form, Maya was overwhelmed and confused. How is this? What's going on? This is my little boy, but the whole universe inside of him? And Maya felt dizzy. And now she was a little bit afraid also, that maybe my boy is some great power. Now she's thinking of Krishna in an almighty way instead of a loving way. And Krishna, after a few moments, because he was waiting, he didn't realize that even his mouth had opened. He was just cringing at the thought, when is the stick going to fall? When is the stick going to come? And when nothing happened, then he kind of opened his eyes and he saw Maya's state now. Now the tables are turned. Maya's the one trembling. So then Krishna knew, oh, my Aishwarya Shakti came and showed Maya this. That's what happened. Then using his Mohini Shakti, he made Maya forget the whole incident. And again, Maya looked, oh, what was I thinking? This is just my Lala. But at least she forgot about the point of hitting him with the stick. So that part was averted. But the point is that Shri Krishna is Almighty God, but he keeps that hidden. And even when sometimes it comes out, he doesn't allow it to disrupt the ras, the sweet, loving interaction between him and those divine saints should never be interrupted or disrupted by Krishna's almighty status as God. That's secondary to the lovingness. So here Sri Kripaluji Maharaj says, just appreciate these loving Leelas. On one hand, Krishna is doing the Leelas under the influence of the divine love. And in addition to that, Shri Krishna specially takes avatar to reveal these Leelas that happen eternally in the divine world. He reveals them physically on the earth so that worldly minded souls like us who like looking at a cute kid, we could spend hours looking at a cute kid, we'll get attracted to Shri Krishna. Because by looking at the cute Mayic kid, we're just multiplying our Mayic attachments. We're doing Roop Dhyan, we're doing bhakti of that kid. Oh, so cute, oh, this, that. We're doing bhakti, we're engrossing our mind in the qualities of that child. If we do the same thing with Shri Krishna, then our mind gets engrossed in him and it gets purified. Instead of multiplying the worldly attachments, we get more attached to Shri Krishna. That's the secret of devotion, and that's why he physically reveals his Leelas in the world, so that we can know about them and we can meditate on them. The same way we would do unknowingly, we're doing devotion of a cute child in the world, we can knowingly do devotion of Shri Krishna, deciding that yes, I have to attach my mind to him, so let me think of his sweetness, his cuteness, his beauty, his playfulness. Let me think of myself as Maya Yashoda, and Krishna is my own child. Then absorb your mind in that. Shravana smaranarhani karishyan nitikechan bhavesmin klishyamananam avidya kama karma bhi Shravana smaranarhani karishyan nitikechan Bhagavatam. Souls are afflicted by all the worries and problems of their life in the world, and they're so overly attached in worldly people and things. But those same worldly minded souls can be attracted to Shri Krishna through his Leelas. Shravarnaha, they listen to them. Smaranaha, then they think about them, they lovingly remember them. And through that, they get their mind attached to Krishna, and they cross this ocean of worldly attachments and problems. So Shri Kripaluji Maharaj is saying, look at these sweet Bal Leelas of Shri Krishna. It's so amazing that Supreme God has forgotten his godliness and he's performing these Leelas for our benefit. Thumuki thumuki Nandlal chalan lage.
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 Bhrikuti jehi pralaya soi kare.
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 Leela bal rasal chalan lage.
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 Thumuki thumuki Nandlal 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 chalan lage.
So Maya has come running to Kanhaiya and picked him up, and she's consoling him now because he is distraught and angry at this Dehari that he couldn't cross. Jani rovahi mero lal, don't cry, oh my son, don't cry. So she's picked him up, she's comforting him in her arms and telling him not to cry. Kalahi dehari deun nikal. Don't you worry, I'm taking this Dehari out tomorrow itself. This thing will be gone. You won't have to worry about it. Now when a small child is feeling wronged by someone or something, then that child wants to see something bad happen to that other thing. Meaning like they should get in trouble. If it's a sibling, they want their sibling to get in trouble. Something like that. So Maya, knowing that little Kanha is not fully pacified by her just holding him and saying, don't worry, I'm going to take this out. She's Imi Kripalu Kahi Hari Dularavati. She's stroking his back and patting his back, and he's still kind of, you know, when a child throws a temper tantrum, then it takes them a while to calm down, so he's still having those kind of shaking, and she's, oh, calm down, it's okay. And to calm him down more, Dehari Tardati Tal. She's hitting that Dehari. See, Kanha? This bad Dehari, you don't worry. First of all, I'm hitting it right now, and tomorrow I'm taking it out altogether. And that way she was calming Kanhaiya and holding him. So we can also think of having this Vatsalya Prem for Shri Krishna, these loving feelings of having Krishna as our own child, as we sing these Leelas at the end of this Leela. Thumuki thumuki Nandalal chalan lage.
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 Janiro vahi mero lal kalhi.
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 Dehari deuni kal chalan lage.
Dehari nikal chalan lage.
Dehari deuni kal chalan lage.
Dehari nikal chalan lage.
Thumuki thumuki Nandalal 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 chalan lage.
Kripalu kahi Hari Dularavati.
Kripalu kahi Hari Dularavati.
Kripalu kahi Hari Dularavati.
Kripalu kahi Hari Dularavati.
Hari Dularavati.
हरि दुलरावती
हरि दुलरावती
हरि दुलरावती
तिमि कृपालु कहि 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 हरि दुलरावती
दे हरि ताड़ती ताल चलन लागे
हे हरि ताड़ती ताल चलन लागे
दे हरि ताड़ती ताल चलन लागे
हे हरि ताड़ती ताल चलन लागे
दे हरि ताड़ती ताल चलन लागे
हे हरि ताड़ती ताल चलन लागे
दे हरि देवनी काल चलन लागे
हे हरि ताड़ती ताल चलन लागे
लीला बाल रसाल चलन लागे
लीला बाल रसाल चलन लागे
गिरि गिरि परत गोपाल चलन लागे
गिरि गिरि परत गोपाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल 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 चलन लागे
खड़े होत पग द्वैक चलत पुनि
खड़े होत पग द्वैत चलत पुनि
खड़े होत पग द्वैक चलत पुनि
खड़े होत पग द्वैत चलत पुनि
गिरि गिरि परत गोपाल चलन लागे
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 ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
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 राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
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 राधे राधे गोविंद गोविंद राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe
Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe
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 Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe Radhe
Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe Radhe
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे
ठुमुकी ठुमुकी नंदलाल चलन लागे.
Tomorrow we'll look at another Leela, and this Leela will be from a bhav called Madhurya Bhav. This was a Vatsalya Bhav Leela. Jagadguru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj has described that there are 8 main levels of divine love, and depending how we love Shri Krishna, we, after God realization, attain to one of those 8 levels. Someone could love Shri Krishna with Dasya Bhav. That means thinking of him as your master and you're his servant. So you would reach the first level of divine love called Prema Bhakti. Those who love Shri Krishna with Sakhya Bhav, where you think of Shri Krishna as your best friend or your brother, that fraternal type of love, that would take you to Prema Bhakti, Sneha Bhakti, Mana Bhakti, Pranaya Bhakti, up to Rag Bhakti. The Sakhya Bhav devotee reaches to there, because Sakhya Bhav includes the sweetness and the blissfulness of Dasya Bhav. It includes all the loving feelings and blissfulness of having Krishna as your master or your mother or father. All of that's included in the friendship love, the Sakhya Bhav. Beyond Sakhya Bhav is this Vatsalya Bhav that we just sang the Leela as an example of Vatsalya Bhav. The Vatsalya Bhav goes beyond Rag Bhakti to Anurag Bhakti, the 6th level of divine love, because that includes the sweetness and the blissfulness of loving Krishna as a friend and as your Swami. But there's one more beyond Vatsalya Bhav, that is Madhurya Bhav. The Madhurya Bhav is when you love Shri Krishna as your beloved, as your Priyatam. One example of this love is the gopis. And there were 3 classes of gopis on the earth during the time of Shri Krishna's avatar. So tomorrow we're going to see one of these Leelas where a gopi who is not one of the highest class gopis, I'll explain tomorrow how other saints got the chance to become gopis, even though they hadn't originally worshipped Shri Krishna with that Priyatam Bhav. but they get the chance to experience his Madhurya Bhav Ras in the form of gopis. So one such gopi meets Shri Krishna for the very first time. We'll look at one of these Leelas tomorrow. Bolo Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki Jai. Srimat Sadguru Sarkar ki Jai. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe.